don't know exactly what these emails were. We don't know who sent them. We know right now that they were not sent by Hillary Clinton, and we know that these were emails that were not in the possession of the FBI. In other words, it was not on anything that they had previously examined as part of this year-long investigation into the Clinton email server. We do know, according to officials that we've been talking to, that it was these emails were found on a device that the FBI didn't have in its possession during that year-long investigation. In other words, it was on a device that they hadn't previously examined and that has now come into their possession as part of an unrelated investigation. That investigation, what that is, we still don't know. We know that it's not related to the WikiLeaks investigation. It's not related to the Clinton Foundation. That much we know. But again, there's still a lot of questions here. The FBI director sending this 3-paragraph letter to members of Congress, really just updating them because he had previously testified before Congress. And the 3 paragraphs now, everybody's trying to parse exactly what he says, but really he says, in connection with an unrelated case, the FBI has learned of the existence of emails that appear to be pertinent to this investigation. It's important to add here that Comey is not saying that he knows that this material is significant. He says, we don't know yet the significance of this, but it is important enough for the investigative team, the team from the FBI's counterintelligence division, to take another look and see whether or not this affects the outcome that Comey had announced back in July, saying that he was recommending no charges against Hillary Clinton. Of course, 11 days, Brooke, before this election. This is not something that the FBI had anticipated. They did not. Comey had, precisely, this is the thing that he was trying to avoid by trying to wrap up that investigation back in July to make sure that the voters had the information before they started casting ballots. And of course, now there are over 10 million people who've already cast ballots with this new information now coming out from the FBI.
And many people casting ballots, including here in the state of Florida this weekend, and this could be on their minds. Phil, Mattingly, to you, sir, you were on Hillary Clinton's campaign plane with many of her top advisors, top aides, and they didn't learn the news until you all landed. What was their response?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Brooke. There was no Wi-Fi. The flight usually has Wi-Fi. We could not get Wi-Fi over the course of the 2-hour and 20-minute flight from New York to Iowa. And so as we were landing, everybody's iPhones and BlackBerries started lighting up at the same exact time, including Hillary Clinton's closest advisors. As we were deplaning, one of the advisors looked at me and said, I'm learning about this at the same exact time you guys are. So in terms of what Evan was saying, there's a lot of questions that are still out there. The State Department wasn't aware of this as well. Include the Clinton campaign on that. Now, Hillary Clinton started speaking here right behind me about 20 minutes ago, hasn't addressed the issue specifically, but did say something that at least made my ears perk up. She said Donald Trump still thinks he can win this election, and you know what? He's right. Anything can happen. Now, that was in the context of something else entirely, but on a day like today, with news like what we've been getting over the course of the last hour, that rings particularly true. It'll be very interesting to see when Hillary Clinton addresses this. It does not appear like it's going to come out at all during these remarks in front of this Iowa crowd now here in Cedar Rapids, Brooke.
Maybe not this rally, but at some point, I imagine she will need to respond. Phil and Evan, stay with me. Republicans, they are pouncing all over this, including the man at the top of the Republican ticket, Donald Trump himself. He was at a rally. He spoke in Manchester, New Hampshire, saying this is yet another example of Hillary Clinton's being corrupt. Here he was.
I need to open with a very critical breaking news announcement. The FBI has just sent a letter to Congress informing them that they have discovered new emails pertaining to the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's investigation